Cool.
All right.
What's going on, guys? This is Despitefitness Fitness, and today we're doing something different. We went to Fort Wainwright to try to go train on post at the physical fitness center that's up there, but they require masks at all times, which is bullshit. So we decided not to do that. So we came here to Red Strength. We'll do a walkthrough of Red Strength at a separate point in time, but we're gonna get our speed day in. So today's running warm-up is gonna be a cable pushdown. We're gonna do a seated row. We're gonna do a standing dumbbell shoulder press, and then we're gonna do the rolling dumbbell press, and then we're gonna do some speed work. So should be pretty quick. It's just me and my man Josh. He doesn't want to be on camera, so you won't see him, but the camera's not holding itself, and he's there smiling. But yeah, we're gonna roll and get after this, and it should be a pretty quick workout. And we're gonna introduce him to the running warm-up and the whole 9 yards. So we'll see what he thinks. We'll see what he thinks about that on the backside of it. But without any further ado, we're gonna get rocking. No, the backlight just turns off after a minute.
You told me that.
Yeah, so we're gonna get rocking. So here we go. Hope you guys like the video, and give it a thumbs up if you do. All right, let's do this. Maybe like this. That's it, guys. That's the video. So clearly we're not in the gym anymore. We're back at the room. We kind of beat feet up out of there so we could go eat some dinner. And so rushed out of the gym, changed up, went and ate, and now here we are, well after the fact. But I wanted to do kind of a closeout so that you guys get a little bit of perspective, because you're very used to hearing me talk about the training and the things that I do. But my man Josh, who was holding the camera earlier, who did not want to be seen. So we didn't film him doing any of the workout, but you were there. I can attest. I was there. I witnessed, and I just wanted to get kind of his perspective for you guys about how he felt about what we did, because his training methodology, his training style is not anywhere near like kind of what mine is. Yeah. And so I just felt like that perspective would be kind of valuable for you guys. So moving into the training session and getting into the running warm-up, we did the 4 exercises, 25 reps each, and just rotated through. Like, what did you think of that?
Yeah, first off, it's not that I didn't want to be on the camera, because I'm here now. But no, the warm-up was definitely something I'm not used to. That's something I'm used to doing, like something like that at the end. So I think it was really beneficial. It's all about shocking your muscles, right? Mm-hmm. Something new, something you're not used to. So I was pretty wore out already from that warm up, but it was good. It was we went kind of lightweight on that, but I was definitely winded.
Cool. And now when you did the warm-ups, like the running warm-up, right, each of those movements,
yep,
were you doing the same weight that I was doing?
At the beginning, the first set, yes. The last set, no. I had to come down. I had about half your weight.
So the reason why I bring that up is not to highlight the fact that you stepped down, but rather to highlight the fact that it is scalable.
Absolutely.
So irrespective of where you are on strength level,
yep,
no matter how strong you are or how new you are at strength training, there is a weight that you can get after that will be sufficient.
Absolutely.
And then so the stronger you get, the more you step up. And so if this were to be something that you were to continue to follow and continue to do, that you could ramp up as you go.
Absolutely.
So very scalable. So for those of you that are at home that aren't used to training this methodology, if you try it, you feel like it's a bit too much, well, then it's probably a bit too heavy. Dial it back so that it's sustainable, because the wedding warm-up in of itself, it should be enough so you feel it, so you know what's going on, but not so much where it completely detracts from what it is that you're there to do, because of the fact that you're doing the 25 reps. It's a different energy pathway than like a 1 rep max, right? So it shouldn't tap you out in kind of the same manner. So the fact that you mid-stroke, without even having any communication with me, like we didn't talk about it,
No.
you just stepped down.
Yeah.
And so that's really, really great. And I encourage that, right? To have that awareness of like, hey, I need to bring it down a little bit.
Yep.
Was good. So you did that. Okay, so then we went through the wedding warm-up, and you were saying like triceps really got smoked on that, right?
Yeah, my tries were smoked. Yeah, it was good. Let me just say it was something new, and I enjoyed it. Like I will implement that in my training regimen.
It's awesome. So, again, food for thought for any of you that might be looking at trying that methodology. And then we got into the main workout,
Yeah.
which was that band work. And then
Totally new to me. Totally
right.
new.
So
yeah.
messing with the bands, so that accommodating resistance.
Yep.
And then focusing on the speed piece of it.
Yeah.
What did you think of that?
I really enjoyed it. The aspect I really liked about it was the fact that I could see myself doing that in the future, because we were going for that 1 second push up,
Meter per second?
meter per second push up, and it was the explosiveness. It was muscles that I hadn't felt before. It was a different kind of sore. On that as well, it gives me something to compete for. So I didn't quite get that 1 meter per second every time, and it's something I didn't like. But that's a good thing in the gym. It's
right.
something I can achieve. It's attainable. I know I can do it. It's something I haven't done before, brand new. So I like that. I also will implement that in my regimen.
And that's good too. So with that band work or with the speed work, is it scalable? So we can go a little bit of band tension and some bar weight,
Yep.
or we can go a lot of band tension and less bar weight. So there's ways that you can play with the numbers in terms of how that feels. And so the stronger you get, the more acclimated you get, because you notice that when you first unracked that band for the first time, it was like this.
Yeah.
So that is a lot of instability, right? And what that's indicative of is that a lot of the extra muscle groups that you could incorporate into
Right.
controlling that muscle or that movement aren't being incorporated.
Yep.
So if we can acclimate the body to then incorporate those muscle groups to get that control, think of how much more powerful you'd be.
Yeah.
Right? When you get all those muscles working with synergy, vice, what you think is the normal muscle group, and all of a sudden, you're doing one of these deals, that shows us that, hey, there's a lot of growth to be made in that neurological connection between the mind and the muscle, and getting those other muscles incorporated into what we're doing, which is probably something that you guys are going to experience as well. So if you haven't played with the bands, be very careful with the bands, because it is in fact a very powerful tool. But the fact that you saw that shaking, that oscillation, is very important, because it shows us there's a lot of room to grow.
Yeah.
And so a lot of us think like, well, my 1 rep max is whatever, and then we think that is truly a strength limitation.
Yep.
When in point in fact it may not be. It might be just a neurological limitation. It might be a mechanics limitation, and in your case, it's probably a little bit of both.
Yep.
But this is something that reveals that to us, so we can kind of see that, diagnose it, and then be able to work onto it in a way that maybe we wouldn't normally be aware of. So that's super, super cool. And then so we changed things for you, because we used a heavier band at first.
Yep.
And we brought it down to make sure that your speed was more commensurate with what we were looking for.
Right. I like it that the goal was the speed. And let me just say, I'm a little upset that I'm just now learning this, because I can think back at all those times where I hit that brick wall. What a tool I could use to just throw that in there, and just maybe go up 15 more pounds on my max. So. But I learned it now, and it's good. Yeah.
So for you guys that are at home, like, however you choose to go about or approach your training is kind of immaterial to me. But like, I just want to present this as a different modality for you guys to consider. And if this is something that you aren't utilizing, this is kind of that perfect thing to throw into the mix to adjust your training and adjust the experience that you're getting from your training, so that you can kind of open up new doors, new avenues, something that you weren't doing before. And so very, very powerful tool, very effective tool when utilized the right way. And so initially we had a heavier band on there, and I decided to kind of pull that off and then go with less band tension to ensure that you were getting what we wanted out of it, which was that
Yep.
speed.
Yep.
And so even though we were using a lighter band, we were able to use that band where you could use that for your work, and then I added just a little bit of bar tension on to mine,
Just a little bit.
and I was able to get the same work, right? So that it wasn't that big of a transition between what you were doing and what I was doing,
No.
and both of us able to just train lockstep, where it was like just boom, 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 rotating through that training. And so I guess the last thing that I would try to leave you with is that it doesn't really matter as long as you have someone that wants to train and is kind of eager to link in with what you want. They don't necessarily have to be on the exact same strength level to be able to get mutual benefit. Mutual benefit from where you benefit them and they benefit you. I think stereotypically we would think that if the stronger athlete isn't going to get anything from the weaker athlete, but that's not necessarily the case.
Yeah.
That stronger athlete, in this case, being me, but like I benefited from the experience of having you there and being able to train, and just kind of having someone there with me. That was a huge benefit. Whereas like just doing that by myself, I wouldn't have been as motivated, I wouldn't have been as energetic, and so having you there for me was of great benefit. Even though I was kind of doing more of the coaching and kind of hey, this is what we're doing.
Yeah.
Still of great utility to me to have you with me. And so for those of you out there, I just want to say that as kind of a word of caution when you start thinking in the kind of elitist mindset of like, oh, well, if you're weaker than me, you can't really help me, or if you're not as strong as me, then you can't train with me. Like, don't do that. You can get a lot of benefit from somebody who doesn't know anything about training, because in some way, by going through and coaching and mentoring and showing people kind of how to do things, it can reaffirm things that you know, or it can kind of show you what you've forgotten.
Mm-hmm.
So it also helps reinforce your own education, your own training, to make sure that you're really, what you're saying, what you're doing are really the right things to do. And then being able to adapt them to different people for their various goals and whatever. So there's great utility to be able to train with really anyone. The biggest thing is the desire and the commitment. Somebody who wants to be there and they're energetic about doing so, they can be of great utility, even if they aren't on the same strength category as you are. It's immaterial. So yeah. Anything else you wanted to add on for this?
No, I just I guess the lesson taken home was try new things. Don't be. I was always nervous. I always did what you call the bro split. Like that's what I was used to, and like I said, I would consistently hit a brick wall. I think implementing something new, like just something simple like the band work, will be definitely beneficial for me. And so don't be nervous, scared to try new things.
Yeah. I think the thing that I could say to that might mean something to you personally is when you're talking about developing your strength, it's not too dissimilar from developing and growing your mind.
Yeah.
Right. So if you were to read a book,
mm-hmm.
right, for the very first time, a brand new book,
right,
you're probably going to get a lot from that new book because all ideas and concepts you've never seen before.
Yep.
But if you continue to read the same book over and over and over and over again, the gains of knowledge that you yield from that book, that let's say it's a book on biology,
mm-hmm.
The gains that you'll yield from that biology book are going to be reduced each time you reread that, because your opportunity to learn something new from that same book is not the same as it was the very first time that you read it. So changing up your understanding or your perspective or how you approach that for your learning can also add new territory.
Yeah.
And so changing up the training modality and doing something a little bit different versus just kind of sticking with that bro split that I know.
Yeah.
It's like reading the same book over and over again.
Yeah.
Where if you read another book, say conjugate or linear periodization, or look at different types of training models, there's all different things you can learn, and then you can incorporate all that knowledge into a more holistic training principle.
Yeah.
And really gain a lot from it. So
it's good. It's good.
Cool.
Thanks,
so
man.
I'm just appreciative to be able to share time and space with my man. We want to get a session in together, so I'm super grateful that we're able to do that. This closing session is now like 12 minutes long, but valuable. So I hope that you guys have stuck around through this and kind of listened through it. If you have, leave me a comment in the box below. Let me know that you're still here hanging out with us on the backside rant. But I think that's, with my videos, I think that's really where the most benefit is that opportunity to kind of make the points.
Like, subscribe.
Yeah, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. I can't grow the channel without you. And I want to thank you guys, if you're a recent subscriber, for joining the channel and being with us. And if this is like the second or third video that you checked out and haven't subbed up yet, I wish that you would. And yeah, we'll close it down. Guys, remember, no matter what it is you think you can't do, like trying different things and implementing different modalities, it's never going to happen if you don't get in and train despite. You're either going to find an excuse, you're going to find a way, and I hope that you guys continue to find a way. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace. Peace.